Donnie Darko begins with Donnie waking up on the side of a road, staring out at his world. Revealing the layers of this world allows the viewer to understand Donnie Darko's complete hero journey. He then proceeds to ride his bike back to his house, back to where he is told he belongs. Here we get a view of his very normal living conditions. He lives in a neighborhood with houses side by side. He has a beautiful but modest house, and his father blows the leaves off their mowed lawn. This view creates the image of an ordinary life. Donnie was born into a very conservative world during the 80s. In this time, anything outside of what was considered normal was rejected. In the beginning, when Donnie wakes up on the road, we already get a sense that Donnie is an outsider of his world. This next scene of a typical family dinner emphasizes the differences between Donnie and his family, which furthermore represents the differences between Donnie and his world.
I'm voting for Dukakis.
Well, maybe when you have children of your own who need braces, and you can't afford them because half of your husband's paycheck goes to the federal government, you'll regret that
My
decision.
husband's paycheck?
Oh.
Anyway, I'm not gonna squeeze one out till I'm like 30.
Will you still be working at the yarn barn? Because I hear that's a really great place to raise children.
That's really funny.
No, I think a year of partying's enough. She'll be going to Harvard next fall.
I haven't even gotten in yet.
Do you honestly think Michael Dukakis will provide for this country till you're ready to squeeze one out?
Yeah, I do.
When can I squeeze one out?
Not until 8th grade.
Excuse me.
Donnie, you're such a dick.
Whoa, Elizabeth. A little hostile there. Maybe you should be the one in therapy, then Mom and Dad can pay someone $200 an hour to listen to all your thoughts, so we don't have to.
Okay. Do you want to tell Mom and Dad why you stopped taking your medication?
As I said before, this world has very conservative ideals. Clearly, Donnie has acted outside of those ideals, because we learn that he is going to therapy and is being prescribed medication. This is an example of his world attempting to control those who are unusual and do not follow the current standards. One night, Donnie wakes up in the middle of the night and experiences his call to embark on his hero journey.
Wake up. Come closer. Closer. "28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That is when the world will end."
Frank gives Donnie this information to begin the thought in his mind that he shall help stop this end from happening. The following disturbance is an engine falling onto Donnie's bedroom, which signifies the beginning of a time portal. This time portal essentially pauses time to show what Frank's version of the world could be like for Donnie.
It's down in your room.
Frank first appears to be Donnie's supernatural aid because he initiates Donnie's hero journey and saves him from dying when the engine lands on his room. However, Frank actually serves as a threshold guardian, because Frank's idea of saving the world includes committing crimes like flooding the school and burning down a man's house to reveal his stash of child pornography. Because Donnie does not make any positive progress listening to Frank, Frank is undoubtedly the main character holding Donnie back throughout his journey. While Frank tries to show Donnie the evil in the world in order to get him to act according to his malicious plans, Gretchen, Donnie's girlfriend, acts as a supernatural aid and reveals the good in the world.
When what?
When it reminds me, just...
Well, it reminds you how beautiful the world can be.
yeah.
Donnie's therapist also acts as a gatekeeper because as she opens up Donnie's mind and learns about his thoughts, she realizes how disturbed Donnie is. She attempts to reconcile Donnie with his situation and pulls him back to the real world, which to her is safe and filled with restrictions on the mind.
This is a common occurrence among paranoid schizophrenics. What can we do? I would like to do more hypnotherapy and increase his medication.
There would be headlines in the papers.
While Donnie's therapist seeks to restrain his thoughts and pull him back to reality, Donnie has many mentors opposing her actions. Mrs. Pomeroy, Donnie's English teacher, is a strong supporter of Donnie's hero journey because she herself is seen as a radical thinker. For Donnie, she acts through a discussion in class about their current book, which involves characters who attempt to change the world.
What is Graham Greene trying to communicate with this passage? Why did the children break into Old Misery's house? Donnie Darko, perhaps with your recent brush with mass destruction, you can give us your opinion.
Well, they say it right when they flood the house and they tear it to shreds that, destruction is a form of creation, so the fact that they burn the money is ironic. They just want to see what happens when they tear the world apart. They want to change things. You know?
Donnie's science teacher also aids him by lending him the most important factor in the movie. This book is what truly launches Donnie's search for what he is on the earth to do. This is vital because this is the book that leads Donnie to Roberta Sparrow.
She became this entirely different person. She up and left the church. She wrote this book. She started teaching science right here at Middlesex.
Philosophy of time travel. Roberta Sparrow?
That's right.
Come on. Roberta Sparrow.
We are introduced to Roberta Sparrow, known by the townspeople as Grandma Death, as a crazy old woman who checks her mailbox countless times a day, checking for a letter that never comes. There was one day when Donnie encountered her, and she merely whispered in his ear, "Every creature on this earth dies alone." This thought scared Donnie because he feared loneliness and wanted love in his life. His current love, Gretchen, he especially did not want to lose.
Well, what'd she say to you?
On Halloween night, the night to end all days, Donnie knows the end of the world is coming. When Gretchen gets run over by a car, he realizes and accepts that dying alone is what he is on the earth to do. This is the path to saving the world.
Frank. She's dead? What are you guys doing in the middle of the road, huh? What are you thinking?
Go home. Go home and tell your parents everything's gonna be okay. Go!
Donnie is certain in his decision to forego the path filled with the company and love of Gretchen that Frank had laid out for him, because Gretchen had proven to him that there was good in the world worth saving. His exact apotheosis is finally writing a letter to Grandma Death. In the letter, Donnie states that he has countless questions for her to answer. Still, he writes in an optimistic tone, portraying his feeling of content with his decision. Though he remains unsure of what will happen, Donnie is sure that there is better to come, if not for him, then for the world.
Dear Roberta Spiro, I've reached the end of your book, and there's so many things that I need to ask you. Sometimes I'm afraid of what you might tell me. Sometimes I'm afraid that you'll tell me that this is not a work of fiction. I can only hope that the answers will come to me in my sleep. I hope that when the world comes to an end, I can breathe a sigh of relief, because there will be so much to look forward to.
Donnie's sacrifice completes his hero journey. His death is to ensure a better world for those around him and those who he cared for. Without a doubt, this is quite a heroic ending.